While the freshmen transition and then the concert orchestra shall rise and take their spots, I'm going to go tap that real quick and show you some of our highlights from our freshman year. The freshmen got to play their very first concert as an Olathe South Orchestra on September 26th this year. That is a screen capture from the recording, by the way. And then in April, there were other things I haven't included, but the highlights. In April, we took a trip to Branson. They got to work with a professor at Missouri State University. I know that my concert orchestra can be a smidge and quieter. Okay. And they got to go and work with Dr. Chris Keltz on their music that they took to the freshman large group festival. And then following the Branson trip, following the clinic, we went to Branson and we had lunch at the River Market, and then we got to go ride the Branson Bell and got some pictures and got to see a really neat show. We host the Regional Solo and Ensemble Festival here at Olathe South. And we did have some freshmen that participated in the Solo and Ensemble Festival. You get a score between 1 and 5. 1 is outstanding, 2 is excellent, then it's average, poor, and then I think fair is 5. And then I'm going to ask that you stand when I call your name. So, Lily Long took a violin solo and she got a 2 rating, which is excellent. And then we had a freshman ensemble. It was a quintet made up of Caroline Darrington, Sophia Groth, Lily Long, Megan Nixon, and Isaac Wright. And they also got a 2 excellent rating. That's a really great score for a freshman. They got some really great feedback. I know they played really well. And I think they also learned a lot in the process of getting ready for and then actually doing it too. The other thing is we did take the freshmen to Olathe West for their large group festival. Don't be mistaken, that is a photo from the Branson trip, but it was of the whole group and it worked. But they did score out of 80 points total. They got 71, which placed the freshman orchestra in the 1 category, which is superior. Behind me here, next to me, is our concert orchestra. They had quite a year, I think. They have 3 pieces for you this evening, which I will scroll up before I go. Their first piece is Fire in the Forge, which I will conduct. Before I delve into the concert orchestra highlights, oh, you can keep scrolling till the concert orchestra is all, just keep scrolling. Yay, a little bit more, a little bit more. So before I get into their little highlights, I kind of want to remind you that proper audience etiquette is to listen quietly and take in what's being played and not talking. And freshmen, I can hear you, just so you know. So, moving on, the concert highlights. So we have a few fun pictures that we will get up there. Okay, before we get into the photos, we took concert orchestra to the Acacia Large Group Festival. They scored a 2 rating, which is an excellent rating. And then at Solo and Ensemble Festival, we had one of our sophomores took a solo, and Aubrey King, you can stand. And she got a 1 rating, which is absolutely great. She would have gone on to play state, but there was tornado stuff going on in Speak at that time, and felt it was safer to stay home. As you can see, we've got some photos from our Nashville trip. The one in the corner is from them working with our clinician, who was super awesome. We got two of them. And then two of them are from our Opry. There's also a chamber of people mixing the two, but there are our photos from there. So that was some little highlights from our trip. The next piece that the concert orchestra will play is Dance of Iscariot. When I was setting out to make the music for this one, I thought, since this is the senior kind of send-off, I went to my seniors and said, what would you like to play one last time before you leave? And so majority of the songs that you hear tonight were songs that were requested by various seniors in each ensemble. I just want to set that out there for future endeavors. So this one will be conducted by Mrs. Carter. Okay, before we move on to the last piece in the concert orchestra set, I want to take a second to do one of the biggest things in this concert, which is to recognize our seniors that are in concert orchestra. Seniors, I don't know if you remember the conversation we had earlier, but when I call your name, if you could stand, and then we'll just make a nice line across the front of the stage. Okay? First we have Ethan Danner. Ethan is a cello player. He's been playing cello for 8 years. He's also participated in his church orchestra. His future plans are to attend K-State and major in engineering. His favorite orchestra memory was the Branson trip his sophomore year. Next we have Chandan Gupta. Chandan also plays cello. A lot of them do. Chandan has been playing for 8 years. Chandan's future plans are to attend JCCC to begin his general studies. And his favorite orchestra memory was the Nashville trip that we recently took. If he tells you he can see in those sunglasses, he's lying. Thank you, Ethan, for helping. Next, we have Addie Johnson. Addie plays bass. She's been playing for about 8 years. She's participated in solo and ensemble festival 3 times and received a 1 rating each time. Addie's future plans are to work and spend some time with friends and family while attending JCCC. She will pursue her EMT certificate and then her paramedics degree. She's also a part of the 21st Century Program OATC for EMS currently. Her favorite orchestra memory was when I threw the baton during the last piece at State Large Group Festival. Thank you. I told you. It was well heard. I told you, it's been a thing. Okay. Next we have Gavin Kurtz. Gavin plays violin. He's been playing for about 8 years. Gavin's future plans are to attend KU Rock Chalk and major in computer science. Every time you see somebody going to KU, I've always put Rock Chalk on each of them. I am a KU alum, sorry, not sorry. Our favorite orchestra memory that Gavin has was the Branson trip from 2022. Next we have Esther Lee. Esther plays violin. She's been playing for about 8 years. Esther has also been a member of the Olathe Youth Symphony while also in school orchestra. Esther's future plans are to attend Washington University in St. Louis to major in pre-med with a focus in neuroscience. Esther's favorite orchestra memory is just playing her violin and having fun times with her friends. And next we have Grant Magat. Grant also plays bass. Grant's been playing for about 7 years. Grant's future plans are to attend JCCC for 2 years and then attend university for another 2 years. He plans on majoring in chemical engineering. His favorite memory was Mr. Ferguson's entire retirement concert. Next is Christopher Miller. Christopher plays violin. He's been playing for about 8 years. Christopher's future plans are to attend JCCC to get his prereqs out of the way before continuing on to university. And his favorite orchestra memories are going to competition. Next we have Nick Mugo. Nick, oh my gosh, I put violin. Nick plays viola, actually. This is what I get for talking so fast. I'm so sorry. Nick's been playing for about 8 years. Nick plans to attend KU, Rock Chalk, to major in computer science. Nick's favorite orchestra memory was Mr. Ferguson's last contest with the orchestra. Next is Lawson Ramirez, who looks like he came right from Florida. In the best way possible, I swear. Lawson is a cello player. He's been playing for about 8 years. Lawson plans to attend Washburn University to major in biology and minor in music. Lawson's favorite orchestra memory, he says, was the entirety of Mr. Ferguson's last concert because it was really fun. Next we have Mia Rollins. Mia is a viola player, for real. Mia's been playing for about 8 years. Mia was also on the orchestra leadership team. Mia's future plans are to attend JCCC for 2 years, then transfer to a university. Mia is undecided in her major. Mia says, she gave me a long quote, so I had to get it right from the thing. Other than the Nashville trip I just went on this year, I really love the Branson trip I took during sophomore year. Couldn't freshman year because of COVID. Although it was only for 1 day, I had so much fun on the boat when we went on it. It was the first time I really made friends in orchestra after COVID. I have so many memories from that trip, and it was probably one of the best times I've had in orchestra. Next we have Ethan Shriver. Ethan is a cello player. He's been playing cello for 8 years. Ethan has applied and hopes to attend air traffic controller school with the FAA. Come talk to me afterward. I know people. Ethan says his favorite memory was having first hour with Mr. Ferguson, which meant that I could walk in late most days, just in time to start warm-ups, because he waited a minute to come out and start. And he never would count anyone tardy. Next is Daphne Smith. Daphne plays violin. Daphne's been playing for about 7 years. She plans to attend JCCC to get her prereqs out of the way and then transfer to a university. She's undecided on a major at this time, but plans to use her time at JCCC to explore lots of different avenues. Daphne's favorite memory was playing Uno after class when we had some extra time. Next is James Stahl. James is a bass player. He's been playing for 8 years. James' future plans are to attend college, the College of the Ozarks, and major in accounting. James's favorite orchestra memory was getting a one-at contest with Mr. Ferguson. I promise we're almost to the end of this group. Next is Julia Swearingen. Julia is a cello player, and she's been playing for 8 years. Julia's future plans are to attend Mid-America Nazarene and run cross-country and track. She is undecided on a major at this point, but will be exploring her many options in the upcoming years. Julia's favorite orchestra memory is probably when she learned how to vibrato and could actually do it. is also a cello player. He's been playing cello for 8 years. Will's future plans are to attend JCCC and major in accounting. He also plans to work a lot. Will's favorite memory is either going on the trip to Branson in my sophomore year or the Nashville trip. Next is Itzel Zavala. Itzel plays cello, and she's played cello for about 7 years. Itzel plans to attend JCCC to study either environmental science or geoscience. Her favorite orchestra memory is having orchestra parties and hanging out with all of her friends. Before they sit down, I recently am in possession of a 3D printer and made each of the wonderful folks a keychain with their clef, which is also roughly blue and gold. Sometimes it looks green. I promise it's blue and gold. But, so my cellos and basses will get a little bass clef. I have alto clefs for my violas and treble clefs for my violins. I have so many treble clefs in here. Or, sorry, I meant bass clefs. So many bass clefs. Our last piece for this orchestra is the Two Things remix, arranged partially by myself. So here is our remix. Remember how I mentioned earlier there were senior requests? That one is courtesy of Will Whitcomb. He goes, oh, we should do that one. And I go, well, if we're going to do it, we got to make it a Rick roll. So, there you go. And thank you, Maddox, for having that go for us. So while Chamber quickly and quietly starts to approach the stage, while we were on the trip to Nashville, the kids took tons and tons of pictures, and there was an app and stuff, and the kids got to upload their photos to the app, and at the end of the trip, they made a cool little video for us. Now, the video in itself is 35 minutes long. I will not play that for you. But they made a cool little highlight reel that's like 55 seconds. So, while Chamber sets up, we'll go ahead and play that while they get set up. The technology worked for us there. How quickly 55 seconds can turn into a minute and a half. Okay, this is Chamber Orchestra to the left of me. Their first piece is called the Chameleon Concerto. If you're ever familiar with high school bass parts, they're awful. They're They're usually Johnny one note, pretty easy. Our bass friend here usually can sight read them, and he's like, okay, what's next? So I promised him that we would do a bass feature for the spring concert. And so a Chameleon Concerto, the solo will be done by Maddox Dorland. And I showed it to him ahead of time, and I was like, look at everybody else's part. And he goes, they're gonna get to know how I feel. So I'm gonna set this mic over there just to kind of help give us some extra sound, and then we will get going. if I could get another round for Maddox, that was... While he gets while he gets set, here are some of our chamber highlights. At Acacia Large Group Festival, Chamber Orchestra went and competed. They also got a 2 excellent rating, which is a great rating to get. That's a clapping noise. And then we have some solo and ensemble festival folks that had performed. If you would stand when I call your name. Jayshell Jones took a solo, and she received a 2, which is an excellent rating. Maddie Angel also took a violin solo, and she too received a 2 excellent rating. Logan Carr took a cello solo, and he received a 1 outstanding rating. He too would also have gone to state, except their times, I got the short end of the straw, and our times ended up in the afternoon when everything was starting to come through. But I assume he would have gotten 1 at state too. That's just my assumption. And then we had one ensemble that actually had one member that was in concert orchestra. So the Four Hearts, which is comprised of Alyssa Francis. Thank you. Jaden Mawson, Kaylana Shepman, and Miley Vest, and they received a 2 excellent rating as well. And as you can see, we have some highlight photos from the national trip from various members of this group as well. I personally like Rebecca Tyson there, reliving the Titanic. Okay, their next piece is of Glorious Plumage. Now it is their turn for their senior recognition. Okay. All right, here's our seniors. First, we have Ella Anderson. Ella is a viola player. Ella has been playing for 8 years and has been a member of chamber for 3 years. Ella was also a part of the Olympia Youth Symphony for about 3 years. Ella will be attending Simpson College to play basketball and major in exercise science. Ella's favorite memory is going to Freddy's after all of the concerts. Next is Maddie Angel. Maddie is a violin player, and as I walked over here, told me she wanted to correct it. She's been playing for 10 years. And she's been in chamber for 2. Maddie was in Kansas City Youth Symphony for about a year. She also took an ensemble to solo an ensemble her junior year and got a 1 at regionals, and then got a 2 at state. And her solo this year, as we mentioned, she got a 2 at regionals. Maddie will attend the Colorado University of Mines and major in mechanical engineering, focusing on automation and controls. Her favorite memory was surprising Mr. Ferguson at his last concert by playing Yesterday. Next is Logan Carr, who gets a music note because he didn't send me a senior photo. Logan plays cello. He's been playing for about 8 years, and he's been a member of chamber since his freshman year of high school. Logan was in the Olathe Youth Symphony, the Kansas City Youth Symphony, and was in the pit orchestra for Into the Woods and Seussical. Logan has received 5 outstanding 1 ratings over the years in Solo Ensemble Festival. Logan plans on majoring in music education at the Oklahoma State University. Logan's favorite memories are of the after-concert dinners at Freddy's as well. Next we have Tyson Fleischer. Tyson is a violin player. He's been playing for about 8 years, and he's been a member of chamber for 2. Tyson received 1 ratings at Solo and Ensemble Festival. Tyson will attend K-State and major in agricultural engineering. Tyson's favorite memory is going to Topeka for Solo and Ensemble Festival. Next we have Amy Godfredson. Amy plays cello. She's been playing for about 8 years. She has been a chamber member also since her freshman year. Amy has received 1 ratings at Solo and Ensemble Festival. Amy will attend Missouri State University to run cross country and track. She will major in exercise science. Amy's favorite memory was preparing a piece for Mr. Ferguson's last concert without him knowing. Next we have Jayshell Jones. Jayshell was our previous lovely soloist. And the last song, she plays violin. She has been playing for 8 years. She's been a member of chamber orchestra for 2. Jayshell has received excellent ratings at solo and ensemble for the last 3 years. Jayshell plans on attending KU, again Mark Chalk, and majoring in pre-law or pre-med with plans to move on to either law school or med school. Her favorite memory was working with a clinician we had in Nashville. Next we have Jessie Mead. Jessie is another one of our violin players. She has played for 8 years. She's been a member of chamber for 3 years. Jessie has received 1 ratings at Solo and Ensemble Festival with the chamber orchestra in her time here. She plans on attending KU, again Rock Chalk. They know the great place. And majoring in mechanical engineering. Getting a 1 at Solo and Ensemble Festival last year with chamber was her favorite orchestra memory. Next is Grayson Yoder, who also gets a music note for not sending me a senior photo. Huh? I'll take it. Grayson plays cello. He's been playing for about 8 years. He's been a member of chamber for 2 years. Grayson has been a member of the Olathe Youth Symphony and received 1 ratings at Solo and Ensemble Festival. Grayson plans to attend K-State and major in architecture. He plans to attain a master's in architecture and also minor in German. Grayson's favorite memory was having Mr. Ferguson conduct with a spoon that they got from their big trip to Branson. feel a little bit like Santa Claus. The trinkets aren't much, but I did spend time making them and they came from the heart. I just thought it'd be a fun little kind of giveaway. All right, the last piece we have with this group is Fiddler's Fury. After this, we will bring everybody up for the last piece. Here's Fiddler's Fury. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, juniors and sophomores of concert orchestra, taking your spot. This is the part of the year where there is now a hierarchy between oldest to youngest members of the orchestra. As we go into our final piece, one of the things that they all asked me when I took over this year was if I was going to get rid of the Ashokan. And I said, well, not if you want to keep playing. And if you want to keep doing it, we'll keep doing it. The Ashokan is one of those ones that we've been doing even when I was a student here. It was the senior song. So I understand the attachment to it. We're always waiting on the cellos. It's always the cellos. Freshman cellos and basses, if you would come and take your spots first. Okay, violas. Come this way. Violas, come this way. I promise it'll be a lot easier. Okay, violins, you can start heading this way. Okay, as they finish kind of taking their spot, the last things that we have to give are the Outstanding Orchestra Member Awards, and we have them by grade level. There's 5. 4 of them, 1 for each grade level, that the students vote on themselves, so they voted for the next 4 of them. And the last one is a director's choice. An outstanding orchestra member is somebody who is, a leader in their section and doing everything they need to do. It is, somebody who seems to manage doing a lot of other things while also keeping up with orchestra and doing other orchestra activities and things like that. So the first one that we will do is our freshman outstanding orchestra member. When I call your name, just stand. I have certificates. I'll give it to him later. So, our freshman outstanding orchestra member is Keshav. Next, we have a sophomore most outstanding orchestra member. Our sophomore is Alyssa Francis. Our junior most outstanding orchestra member, Maddox Dorland. And our senior most outstanding orchestra member as voted by their peers, Logan Card. For the next one, it's director's choice that Mrs. Carter and I chose. And normally it's just one, but we ended up this time picking two, and they're both they seem to balance other activities that they're involved in, along with orchestra, and also being involved in other orchestra activities, while also maintaining their grades and being leaders in their sections and their orchestras. It was hard to pick just one, so for this one we ended up picking two. Our two overall outstanding ones are Ella Anderson and Lawson Ramirez. Okay. This is the part where if you have tissues and you're a crier, you may want to. Sorry. We are now going into our very last song of the concert. This is the Ashokan Farewell. This is always the seniors' song. It's their farewell song. This will be the last. This will be the last song that they get to play on the stage as an Olathe South Orchestra member before they go off into bigger and better things in the world. So, if you will, here is our Ashokan Farewell. much for coming to our last concert. Thank you for all your support and your encouragement. It was a really tough position to come in and take over this particular job, but it, for me, was a little bit more personal than just a job, since I have a little bit more of a connection and a background to this program. And I am entirely grateful, particularly to the seniors who've had Mr. Ferguson, and I know what that is like. And then to have somebody new their very last year, and they have been super accepting and very encouraging and very helpful in everything and helping the transition and everything. So seniors kind of make or break the first year for a new person taking over from a very long legacy, and I am super, super thankful and have so much gratitude for the seniors. Oh boy. Megan, sorry. Okay. At this time, they're gonna, I'm sorry. At this time, they are going to go put their things away, and then we will clean up the stage. And then I wish that you all have a very safe and brief drive home. Before we depart real quick, can we get one more round of applause for Again, thank you all, and have a wonderful evening.